Patriotism and Abrahamic religious traditions, meaning Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. We're all people of the book in those three. So first, here we are after July 4th. I wanted to talk about the concept of how patriotism or love of one's country is deeply ingrained in human societies. How Abrahamic religious traditions address this sentiment in their sacred scriptures. Various religious texts across different faiths embrace and illuminate the idea of patriotism about fostering a harmonious relationship between faith and nation, but also in transcending national boundaries. I'd like to emphasize those last words. We are not going to focus on the darker side of patriotism in this talk. Overzealous nationalism can lead down a dark path. When the harmonious relationship between faith and nation is broken, governments can devolve into authoritarian or autocratic institutions featuring centralized power, suppression of rights and freedoms, and control of the media. Patriotism encompasses a broad range of emotions, from loyalty and love to one's homeland to a sense of duty and sacrifice for the collective welfare of the nation. Sacred texts serving as moral guides often emphasize the significance of these values in cultivating a strong and prosperous society. In Judaism, the Tanakh is an acronym made from the first Hebrew letter of each of the Masoretic text's three traditional divisions: the Torah, literally instruction or law, which is the first 5 books of the Old Testament. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing this, which I'm sure I am. Nevim, prophets, and Ketuvim, writings, hence Tanakh. In the Tanakh, we encounter numerous instances of patriotism among the Israelites as they are encouraged to uphold their covenant with God and their commitment to the land of Israel. Oh, my phone is listening to me. Okay, good to know. And in Christianity, in the New Testament, there is emphasis on the eternal kingdom of God, but also recognizing the importance of the harmonious coexistence of faith and civic duty. And I'm sure we're all familiar with the script here from Mark 12, here, I'll just read it. And they sent to him some of the Pharisees and some of the Herodians to trap him in his talk. And they came and said to him, "Teacher, we know that you are true and do not care about anyone's opinion, for you are not swayed by appearances, but truly teach the way of God. Is it lawful to pay taxes to Caesar or not? Should we pay them or should we not?" But knowing their hypocrisy, he said to them, "Why put me to a test? Bring me a denarius," that's what this coin would be, "and let me look at it." And they brought him one, and he said to them, "Whose likeness and inscription is this?" They said to him, "Caesar's." Jesus said to them, render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to God the things that are God's." And they marveled at him. In Islam, the Quranic notion of ummah, or the global Muslim community, fosters a sense of unity among believers, transcending national boundaries. However, the Quran also underscores the importance of loyalty to one's homeland and the duty to contribute to its welfare. An example from the United States would be Malcolm X's comments after his trip to Mecca, where he had an epiphany about the brotherhood of all races. And while he no longer subscribed to a condemnation of the entire white race, he was unrelenting in his critique of global white supremacy. Malcolm X left the Nation of Islam group in 1964. Actually, he visited Mecca in 1964 as well. After his epiphany in Mecca, he was assassinated the following year, 1965. Speculation about the assassination and whether it was conceived or aided by leading or additional members of the Nation of Islam or with law enforcement agencies has persisted for decades. As a footnote, Malcolm X was a natural redhead. In fact, his name on the street was Detroit Red, having inherited his red hair from his maternal grandfather. Maybe that's why my son Blaine, who also has red hair and also inherited his hair from his maternal grandfather, has always been fascinated by him. Blaine, my son, has a BA in political science and is working on his MA. And I hope he teaches because he's brilliant, if I do say so myself. Since we have time, I wanted to read you an excerpt from Malcolm's letter to his assistants and a group he formed right after he got back from his pilgrimage to Mecca. I have been blessed to visit the holy city of Mecca. There were tens of thousands of pilgrims from all over the world. They were all of all colors, from blue-eyed blondes to black-skinned Africans. But we're all participating in the same rituals, displaying a spirit of unity and brotherhood that my experiences in America had led me to believe never could exist between the white and non-white. Keep in mind when this is 1964. During the past 11 days here in the Muslim world, I've eaten from the same plate, drunk from the same glass, and slept in the same bed or on the same rug while praying to the same God, fellow Muslims, whose eyes were the bluest of blue, whose hair was the blondest of blonde, and whose skin was the whitest of white. And in the same words, and in the actions and the deeds of the white Muslims, I felt the same sincerity that I felt among the Black African Muslims of Nigeria, Sudan, and Ghana. We are truly all the same brothers, because their belief in one God had removed the white from their minds, the white from their behavior, and the white from their attitude. I could see from this that perhaps if white Americans could accept the oneness of God, then perhaps too they could accept in reality the oneness of man and cease to measure and hinder and harm others in terms of their differences in color. All praise due to Allah, the Lord of all worlds. Sincerely, El Hajj Malik El Shabazz, we know as Malcolm X. While the specifics may differ, Abrahamic sacred texts often converge on universal principles that underpin patriotism. I think I'm on the wrong slide. Okay, here we go. They would be love and compassion for fellow human beings, irrespective of their background, justice, fairness, and the pursuit of the common good, service to humanity and the environment, understanding that the nation extends beyond its human inhabitants. So we're slopping over from national identity and patriotism due to our national identity to a patriotism for the entire group of humans we find ourselves in. So ethical considerations. We should strive to balance patriotism and universal human values. In considering patriotism, care must be taken in achieving a harmonious balance between love for one's country and embracing the diversity and interconnectedness of the entire global community. We should avoid excessive nationalism that may lead to conflict or the marginalization of others. Addressing religious and ethnic divisions within nations and promoting a sense of unity that transcends superficial differences is the optimal ethical goal. So that's my 4th of July delivery.